setting airport hangar fees. Sponsored Councilman Sousa.
We have various different fees for the hangars. I think we have 8 fees all told that we charge. The business plan seems to appear that we will charge less for hangars that are degraded. Things that are not quite up to stuff, both in terms of lighting and doors and the general maintenance of those hangars. So we have traditionally been charging less. And the hangar fee structure is a little erratic. There's two really phases to what I'm going to say. One, I would like to see the hangar fees standardized to size, large, medium, and small. You've got the plan that I've passed out that explains how many people are affected by it and how many people are unaffected. Overall, there's very little difference in the effect. It will produce a little bit more revenue. And two, that it allows for an annual increase of hangar fees of 3%. This allows the hangar users to plan and budget, and it allows a game plan to be on board that's not on board right now as to what's going to go on. The hangar fees that I've asked to be increased are in line with the neighboring cities, airports, but with this comes the responsibility of the city to come up at the next budget with a plan to bring those hangars up to speed, both in terms of lighting and doors. Because if we're not careful, in 2016, the revenue from grant money for maintenance is going to be reduced. And the likelihood of it continuing to be reduced is going to increase. Now that I can't project, but 2016 is a sound projection. So we need to start taking care of what we have now at a better rate. The older hangars need improvements. So my motion is to approve proposal A of the business plan to adjust the hangar fees. The large hangars for $250, which is unchanged. The medium hangars at $175, which affects 4 people, is a $40 increase. The small hangars at $145. I'm sorry, the medium hangars $175, and the small hangars $145. That affects 13 people for about $35 a piece. I also request that we have a surcharge of $20 per hangar person for anybody who lives outside of the county. I think that that's reasonable since the hangars are subsidized by the citizens of Crossivlle. And that is my motion.
I have a motion. Did you get all that, Shelley?
Yes.
Good. Do I have a second on this motion? I'd like to second it for discussion. Chris, can you come back up here and let me ask you some more questions?
Mayor, I just want to point out this can be done by resolution. It would only require 1 reading tonight if it's passed. And I would ask that maybe you clarify that these increases would only take effect at the end of the current lease, because we can't increase them in the middle of the lease.
In the Plan A, it has it to begin 1 January, and also that the leases are on a month-to-month tendency.
Okay.
These, for example, where he's got on here, I'm sure you've seen this projection. the small T hangers, 13 effective, 31 for price increase. Are those totally dilapidated? What's their condition?
Well, we don't have any totally dilapidated.
Good.
And the older hangars, the very oldest set, there's 8, I think that was built in 65, the news report show. We put a new roof on those about 3 years ago, and we finished the walls on the inside. They only had walls that went so high. And they've been painted once, they will have to be painted again, but those hangers are, there's no hanger out there that's not perfectly fine to use. Now, the lighting in some of these hangers, it's on, each hanger has one light. The brand new hangers only has one light. And, you know, if they wanted to add some lighting in there, that would be fine. But generally, you're not in the hanger. You know, you put an airplane in, you put it out, you know, that stuff. So I think they're actually in pretty good shape.
So is just the difference in the age of the hanger, the difference in the rent? Is that mainly
Yeah,
what it is, just because they're older?
Every time we've built hangars, or the city has built hangars, there's been an increase. And the age of the hangar kind of set, you know, the price. The older hangars, a lot of them have accordion doors, they have 2 doors that you have to manually push open. The newer hangars have an electric door. So with that type of door, and it's on the rails, you know, if you got a blowing rain, you might get a little water in the hangar. It's easy for birds to get in, things like that. Electric doors, they seal up pretty tight. But that's really the only difference.
Your electric doors, are they on small hangars as well as medium and large?
Yes.
So for highest to have apples to apples, we'd have to put a lot of electric doors up.
Oh, yeah. Now, I don't know that you could on some of these, I don't know that you could retrofit.
And how many out-of-county clients do you have?
I don't know the number, but we do have several. I mean, there's several people that, I would imagine out of county, I should say maybe 5.
I can
maybe
answer.
5 people.
I can answer that in just a second.
Out of the city, we have several, but out of the county,
Out of
maybe
county.
4 or 5 people.
I don't have any other questions for Mr. Bennett. Does anyone else?
I wish we had 100 out of the county.
Well, I mean, they're there and they're paying their hangar rent and they're supporting the airport. And then I understand that you know, they're not paying city taxes, but at the same time, they're going to penalize them for stuff they don't even have.
I don't think $20 is an astronomical penalty. I don't think the penalty is, well, you can describe it as you want, but that's the point. The point is that the county people, the city subsidizes that airport, okay? Greatly subsidizes it. And at some point, we have to operate this airport as a business. And I think it's a reasonable increase request. But that'll be up to the council. And it'll take me a while to find this, but it's a neighborhood from 6 to 10. And how many people are in the city and out, you really can't tell by the mailing addresses.
I was just wondering about out of county.
I would like to ask Fred a question if I could.
Yes,
While we're on it.
Are we through, Mr. Bennett?
Yeah.
I didn't have a question, just a comment.
Thanks, sir.
Fred, our year end 14 and 15 ended up excluding depreciation at the airport. It was in the black, am I correct?
With all the grants and everything that we got, I think we end up with a little black, yes.
What does 15, 16 look like?
It's gonna run about the same. Our expenses haven't went up, but they've stayed pretty stable.
Thanks, Fred.
I
I feel like this is micromanaging. I think this is a manager situation that we could all bring to the council, and I'm not going to support it.
May I have the floor?
Councilmember Harris.
Okay. I believe there's too much difference in the unit types right now, in the age of the units, the type of doors. I believe it's a little premature, and I'm not so sure that the breakout is going to work with the disparity in the unit types. And also, perhaps there is some maintenance that needs to be taken into consideration. So I'm not ready to act upon any type of rate changes at this point.
I'd like to get Fred back up here if I may. The depreciation for the hangars and stuff, that's in the plan, is it not?
Yes, it is.
Okay, it's a depreciation for ground equipment in the plan.
If it's out there, yes. If it's not out there, no, it isn't.
It wasn't in the last budget. It was left out, it wasn't placed in there.
Okay, no, then it isn't.
Is it cost of debt in there?
No, it isn't.
Okay. If we add the cost of the debt, the money we're paying on the debt of the airport, and the depreciation of the equipment, and the $120,000 that we're fixing to spend right now, is there? And then we look at the cost of revenue from the field, which was projected in the original business plan at $750 a month, and is never achieved in selling 15,000 gallons a month revenue. That was in the original proposal, that was never achieved. It's hard to believe that we are not going to be in the red next year. Okay, we can cook these numbers all day long, but when you take all the money that you spend and all the money that you receive, both in terms of revenue and grants, which are going to start drying up, then you're going to find a whole different fiscal picture coming up in this next year. That's all I have to say.
I've got one, Fred, if I could, Mayor.
Yes, sir.
That's 900, 9 or 950 we got on this new hangar. Well, we have to carry depreciation on that bill, even though that was 95.5 grand
Yes.
on the whole month.
Yes.
So that's why our depreciation is heavy at the airport.
Yes.
The depreciation will double if you really get right down to it. We're not talking about paper, I'm talking about real money. When we get the new hangar in there, the new hangar is going to be over $1 million worth of capital expenditures. I wasn't going to bring this up until now, but since Councilman Wyatt brought it up, there's no way that if we pay utilities, which the light on an average building that size is about $400 a month, okay? We don't have any idea how much the gas is going to cost. If we use that hangar as it's designed to be used for large aircraft, then we're going to have to insure it for large aircraft and new aircraft. And the large aircraft are going to be $1 million plus aircraft. We're going to quadruple our insurance rates. And I'm not pulling these numbers out of my hat. I've already been down to HRO, and they're in the report. There's no way that once that hangar goes into service, that we're going to do nothing but lose money, just like we did in this building right here, where we paid $4 million and cost us $200,000 a year to operate. We're going to be in the same place with a new hangar. We're facing a greater cost at the end of fiscal year 17 than this at the airport if we don't start turning things around. That's all I have to say.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Susan?
Aye.
Councilmember Wyatt?
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Harris?
No.
Mayor Mayberry?
No. Motion fails. Next item on the agenda